Leeds, Leeds, Leeds. What is happening? Welcome to Series 6 of Working Hours, an oral history podcast about a place called Leeds, a time called now, and an activity called work. Working Hours aims to record 1,000 loiners, that's people from Leeds, over the course of this, the most important decade in the history of the human species, and ask them about what they do all day and hear how they feel about it. My name is Simon, and this is all my fault. My mission here is to try to map out what my city, Leeds, a city that has declared a climate emergency, did during humanity's biggest emergency. On Working Hours, we hear how loiners have, are, and will be coping with our multiple and expanding crises during their day-to-day working hours. Can we turn things around? We'll find out. To tell this story, I need loiners like you, dear listener. I need people in Leeds or people from Leeds to come on this podcast and tell me about what they do and let me record how this decade affects us. These are long-form interviews meant to challenge the short attention span content economy. That means they aren't always easy listening, but in my view, they are all worth listening to. They all tell us something about our guest, our city, and our time, not to mention something of what it's like to do that job and how someone got into that job. You're helping this project right now by being a listener, and I'd love for you to consider becoming a guest or a supporter of this project. Thank you for listening to this episode. What did you want to be when you grew up?
Wow, so there was all types of things when I was little. When I was about 5 or 6, hairdresser, nurse, it was just random things. And being like a musician, like I looked at music videos and like Janet Jackson and stuff like that. Way before Beyonce came to the scene and stuff. I used to look at music videos and go, oh yeah, anything creative.
Were you thinking of being in the front or in the background with the dance? Yeah.
Front. But then at the back at the same time doing the dancing, going, hey. So yeah, I was like, I love music as well. I used to be in a still band called the North Star Still Orchestra. I used to do, when I was little, I used to dream about being something playing instruments as well. It was just all-round creativeness when I was young, thinking about what I want to be.
You're listening to Series 6, Episode 2, and to my guest, Samantha Rudd. This is another in-person recording, recorded in a very busy Cafe Nero on Boar Lane on the 19th of January, 2025. Hello, listener. Apologies for the break, and thanks for listening to the show through me not posting. It's ironic that today I have been posting and I have less listeners than I've had for ages. So that tells you everything that I need for my confirmation bias about social media. Anyway, it's been amazing not posting and not being on social media. I would love to spend a week just getting the next few episodes bashed out, and I sort of have the time. I could certainly make the time, but as always, the motivation is hard. I am doing this for me. That's the why. That's always the why. But I do feel an obligation to get all of my guest interviews out as well. So there's a push and a pull. But the slow growth and the lack of revenue generation is generally very demoralizing. It's expected. I need to get over it, but it's still annoying. And all the interviews are great. I've talked to a bunch of really lovely loiners and I can't wait to listen to them again. It's just that I get mad at myself when I have to sit down and do the editing, and I feel like a stupid mug for making a show that I feel other people feel is a failure, or is boring, or not viable, or a waste of time. So why should I do all this work for free? Well, again, I choose to. Besides, it'll be good for me, but I don't want to do it. So I'm working on that one. I am going to get all these next interviews out, and the ones after that too. It is going to happen. It's just going to take me ages to get it done. So as always, please, 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 pretty pleased with sugar on. If you can afford to spend some money on Working Hours, spend some money, and then I'll go spend that in the local economy and hopefully help a little towards stopping everything from closing. If you can support or donate, or you want to create some engagement for me on my social channels, if you want to give me some watch time on my YouTube channel, or if you want to help by subscribing to the channel, that is all a big big help. It will also give me some encouragement, but only if I know about it. So if you do any of those, things, please let me know and make sure that I post about it and thank you. Boast about it to me. Be like, I did this thing for you, Simon, and for working hours. Look at me, aren't I great? And then I can go, awesome, you are the best. Anyway, enough of me. Let's get on with it. Samantha Rudd is from Leeds, is married with a beautiful 6-year-old son with autism. During the week, Samantha is a supply teaching assistant working at various schools. She attended the classes at SOS Dance in Morley for 2 years until she decided to start teaching the routines herself. And the rest, as she says, is history. Sam says teaching dance is right up her alley. She loves to empower and inspire people through commercial dancing. So stay tuned for an uplifting narrative on creativity, dedication, and the transformative power of dance. The final sound is audible, which is kind of amazing given the recording circumstances. Anyway, my apologies to Samantha and the listener for being so cavalier about meeting people in probably one of the busiest, noisiest cafes in town on a January Sunday. Right, let's do this. Episode 158 of Working Hours with Samantha Rudd.
So, what do you do now then?
So now I'm a dance instructor for SOS Dance. I've been with them since last year, and I've just recently celebrated my 1-year anniversary with them, which, I'm surprised I've lasted a year with them, which is lovely. And yeah, before I was a dance instructor for them, I used to go to classes in Morley, because they held it in Morley. And there's a girl called Cora, she's awesome. Her teaching's amazing. And then I started, a first class with her, and it just rest is history. And then a couple of months, after 2 years with her, I looked up for dance instructor course, and SOS got back to me saying, "Oh, we've seen your videos. I used to record myself dancing when I was in classes," and they were like, "Oh, we're interested in, becoming a dance instructor." And I wasn't sure first. I was like, my husband said, "Oh, you should think about it. Sleep on it." And and this one day I just thought, you know what, I'll go for it. And first time I did the instructor course, I was full of cold. I wet myself, my house was freezing, and I knew I didn't get it at the time. So they said, don't worry, there's another chance in, I think it was autumn, summer. So I took that second chance anyway. And they said, oh, you're good, you did well, but you're not there yet, we're still not yet. And I felt that in myself. I was gutted, I was like, oh, I hate hearing those from people. And then my husband said, oh, well, they said it was in October or November, right? I said, yeah. They said, well, it's not too long, just think about it. So a month later, down the line, I got back to SOS and said, okay, I might give third shot. Because there was a choreographer who taught us the routine. Yeah. So basically it was like, what I had to do, I had to teach a certain part of the routine from scratch. Right. And the person who held it, she's danced with Dua Lipa, she's taught with Dua Lipa, she's danced with all types of celebrities. It's amazing. She's such an amazing dancer herself. And she was there again for the third time. So I was like, oh. And it was the same dance routine. Yeah. So it was like, oh yeah. So I recorded myself, because you have to record yourself doing the dance routine and show it to the choreographer at the time. So I kept the video when I did it the second time. Yeah. And I know what to do. And she was like, okay. And I felt a bit more confident. Something in me was like, yeah, you got this. Do you have that inner feeling like, yeah, okay, it feels good, feels just good. We don't want to hope too much. Yeah. So, and she said, okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do, because it was like 3 of us at the time. And she said, I'll get back to you, Sam. I'm just going to talk to this other lady first, whether she's got it or not. So after the little lady finished, she dealt with, she texted me saying, right, come back on. And then I was in the kitchen at the time, big massive laptop, the son playing around going, woo! And my husband was cooking at the back. I sat down and she was like saying, yeah, you're great dancing, all this, yada, yada, yada. And then she just cut to the chase and went, congratulations, you're going to be dancing. So I was like, what? She went, yeah, I've done that, yeah, we just feel you ready. So I was like, ah, and my husband was like, yeah, and my son was like, woo. And yeah, it was a great evening. And then, yeah, just from there. And my first routine was Beyonce's On That Girl. And it was at Woodkirk Valley Country Club I first did it, the dance classes. And it was fun, it was just a lot of fun. The problem was there wasn't enough customers to keep it nice. And the social aspect of it wasn't great.
Yeah.
So they weren't good at like advertising other people who hired the classes, the rooms and stuff at the time. So around May, I left and went to where I'm at now, the Corden Academy Studios, which is fantastic. A lovely guy called Scott Corden, he's fantastic. He holds an Irish dance company.
Okay.
They always win trophies every Saturday.
Yeah.
It's like trophies like up there. And they've got the most amazing Irish dancers from all over the UK, Newcastle, Manchester, you name it. And they all come down and do the Irish dancing. And I came down because they advertised looking for other companies to hire out the studio. I came down one time and it was like an episode of Dance Mums. The old Dance Mums, they're like having a chat and they're like looking at the daughters like that, like looking proud, and the daughter's like, and I'm like, have I come up the long time? They're like, no, it's all right. And they were showing me around and what to expect. The studio was massive. We got like 2 floors of like dance studios, and it's amazing. So I was like, yeah, man, amazing. And I was looking forward to just like feeling in this dance studio, because where I was, Woodkirk Valley Country Club, didn't feel like a dance feel type of room.
It felt like a country club.
Yeah, it was all right. It had a big mirror, that was it.
Yeah.
But the floor was massive though at Woodkirk. It was massive. But Woodkirk Academy is a lot better, and it's massive as well. And yeah, great feel of like, yeah. And it started off slow. It was like 1 or 2 people at the time, and then I'd say about from July, we did the Espresso Sabrina Carpenter's one, which at the time it went down a storm, and then it attracted people in.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get customers here and there on Facebook, Instagram, and luckily some people responded, and it was lovely.
Yeah.
And it was like four of us, yeah. And then it was same for Houdini. That was back in October, November, and then Lose Control, Missy Elliott, bit of hip hop, and it was to celebrate 5 years of SOS. So this guy called Rob Bynes, he's danced with Beyonce, and he's Kendrick Lamar, and he's going to be in the Super Bowl as well.
Nice.
With Kendrick Lamar, and so we got here, we were like, couldn't believe it. So, but he's a very advanced dancer, so it was so exciting. And he did Lose Control, dance from Missy Elliott, he did Lose Control to rehearse for her, so he showed us the routine. And recently now we're doing Beautiful Liar, and this guy called Josh Warby, he's danced for Pink at Brit Awards, Girls Aloud, you name it, and he's just amazing. Again, he's advanced, but yeah, it's just been fantastic. And what's it now? Yeah, this week has been the most up to date with customers. So I've had like 7 people coming in, so it's just fantastic. So excited. It was a slow burn at first. There was times where I felt like, we're not going to get people coming in.
Yeah.
It's just the consistency, but we're getting there, and I've still got some regulars still on the call and stuff. And that's keeping me going as well, but I love it. I don't want to change it for the world, so I love it.
So I'd normally ask how you got into it as the next question, but you've kind of covered some of that. So let's jump into the other questions. So I'll start with the COVID.
Okay.
So, and we talked a bit about this before we started recording, but so with COVID, I want to look at basically your workload going in and your workload coming out of the lockdown. So, as we locked down, and obviously you were doing a different role at the time, did you end up doing more work, less work, no work?
COVID, oh gosh. It felt like you're going on holiday, but you're not. And it just felt like you better put some holidays in. But serious no, but yeah, there wasn't not much work coming in, I ain't gonna lie. It was dull, it was dead.
Were you sort of in an office-based role then at the time?
No, it was just a teaching agency.
Yeah.
But I worked at a school for a good couple of months, so I had like a secure job.
Yeah.
Not say secure job for the agency.
Yeah.
Which was lovely. Lovely school, Windmill Primary School, lovely school. And I never forget when there was a news report about, there's been a breakout in China, this, and I thought, oh God, poor China. And I didn't think it was going to come here. And then a few weeks down the line, and then, I remember when I came to work, and it was less children. Usually 30 children, it was like 5. And I was like, what's going on?
Is this, that's before we locked down?
Yeah, a few days
Yeah.
before lockdown, all that. And there's 5 children. I thought, I'm surprised they called me in to come, because I thought, I won't need you, but they let me come anyway, but it was less. And I was like, okay. I didn't do much during the day. It was like helping out children and stuff like that, like you do.
Yeah.
And then the agency was like, I'm not sure we might need you next week. It's because of the COVID, and we'll get back to you. And then, Boris Johnson with his mess of hair. So it was only Boris Johnson with that announcement out of the blue. It was like, thanks a bunch, you know what I mean? And it's now like, help. I was deflated, no money coming in. Luckily, work got back to me saying, because you started at a certain date, you get furlough pay. So I was like, thank God. So that was like weight off my shoulders.
Yeah.
So that was the thing I was just worried about. So I was like kind of relaxed on that bit, but at the same time, I wanted to do stuff. And the sun was shining, it was beautiful outside. I'm like, what? So I used all that time just going outside, getting fresh air, but you get these odd helicopters coming at you, and you're like, thinking you're criminal, like, what have I done? Okay, let's go. But my son looked at me like, what are you taking me out for? Like, even he didn't understand, bless him. What hurt more as well, my son, the playgrounds were shut. We were living like, 10 minutes away from this playground.
Yeah.
And he saw the gate shut, and he didn't understand why the gate was shut.
Yeah.
And I kept telling him, look, we can't go in there. Which I didn't get that. I didn't get why they shut the playground.
It's because they...
It's outdoors.
Yeah, but they didn't... They didn't know how it spread for ages, because they were getting everyone to, like... Because everyone was worried about surfaces and cleaning everything, which, of course, is good, but...
Yeah,
they didn't know it was airborne.
Yeah.
I mean, they were saying, like, remember it was just like, oh, it's only affecting old people.
Yeah.
They were saying that, and like, children don't get it. It's like, what? What are you on about? Children don't get it.
Children get jailed.
Because they have special...
Like, deal with it. Kids, they're stronger than this. Adults, they don't care. Like, that's stupid. And then, the only good thing what came out of that, I depended on local shops, local cafes, and local butcher shops. And it made me open my eyes, like, oh yeah, there's good meat down it. I've got a good
see what's on
meat.
your doorstep, can't you?
know what I mean?
Instead of always in
It was
town.
like supermarket for me.
Yeah.
But it was nice just seeing local meat in your Morley town and go, oh yeah, there's good meat. I'm definitely going there. And I haven't turned back, since that. So that's the good thing about it. It came out of lockdown, to be honest. And local cafes, because that's how we depended on local things.
Yeah.
There was nothing like McDonald's or stuff like that, which I'm not bothered about. But I like my local stuff now. It's made me appreciate local things. But oh god, it was just the most driest, awful year.
Yeah, the first few weeks were kind of like, oh, this is all right, isn't it? It's a bit of a holiday. The weather's nice,
feel
and
like,
then you're kind of like, right, I'm bored of this now.
I couldn't wait for September because that's when in August it died down a bit. Shops were slowly were opening, weren't they, restaurants. Then I started back to work in September. I thought, come on September. And then my son at the time, he slowly got back to nursery at the time. Oh, it was lovely. It was just like, yes. So it was just nice things getting back to normal. But at that time, it was very weird. I think children who were born in that year, who were around, about 3 years old, 2 years old, it made them, I would say, more antisocial.
I think,
as well, sad. And I think also, not only that, behind the learning, because I think my son also didn't benefit from being social. I think I partly blame that because I think my son would have gained a bit more if he had a bit of help on that year.
Yeah.
Because he's getting close now to talking. But I think at that time he would have. I think personally, if it would have carried on as normal in 2020, I think he would have talked more.
Yeah.
So that's robbed him off, I think. And same for children. I think that's why they changed to EYFS.
They're just coming of age now as well, aren't they? I think like once this cohort, like all the babies that were born then, we're going to see some interesting stuff when they start school of like, there's going to be issues because how can there not be?
It's antisocial. I think it's not only kids but adults as well, antisocial. You hear now, like, even today's Gen Z, they feel awkward when they go out to nights out. This is why you see Roxy lanes, shuffleboards, bowling. Why do you think there's so much distractions? Because people are scared to like socialise with you. And I think these just break the social anxiety. So I've seen a massive change with Gen Z. Massive. It's not like how back in our day, like Friday, we got paid, let's go. Gate crasher, Not like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's weird because I remember one time I went on a night out with one of my dancers who I used to dance with before I was a dance instructor, and it was that I was dressed up a bit. I was like, I saw people dressed up, and I thought, oh yeah, this is going to be a great night. We just did 5 guys bowling. That was it, and milkshakes. So I said, where are we going afterwards? I said, where are we going afterwards? We're going to town for a little bit. No, I'm going home. It's 11:30, I'm going home. Really? Oh, it's 11:30. I think my husband's at home, I my son. Oh, no, I'm going home, 11:30. So I felt a bit like... And then when it came to Euro football last year, we went to Left Bank Leeds because we like Left Bank Leeds. My son, he loves that place.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd go there. I thought, we're going to have some students going to go, this is going to be great atmosphere. So these group of students came in, and I forget it, and because we sat in front. So I thought, they're going to have a big round of drinks. So go that type of night for them. One of them went, tennis everyone? Me and the husband were like, each other were like, you serious? Like, tennis? We come for football, and first you say it's tennis. And then one of them were like, cup of tea, I'll have a cup of tea. I was like, what is going on? It's changed so much. But I think 2020 is the massive to blame, going back. But it's just...
I think we underestimate. I obviously, because this happened when I started this.
Yeah.
So obviously it's something to discuss. And I regret that I didn't get more people in that year and kind of capture more of it.
Yeah.
And I ummed and ahed about keeping the question in. Like, it got to a point I was kind of like, is there any need to keep this in? But I think it's really valuable. Like, even though those, because it's our memories and our memories are unreliable. But it's that we need to talk about it still. And it fell off, like, we had a
Yeah.
trauma response to that. Everyone was just like, no, that didn't happen, and everything's fine. And do you know what I mean? It was like we
Yeah.
didn't really deal with it or any of it. We just was like,
It's just there.
yeah, we just started doing what we were doing before.
Yeah.
But the thing was, before we went into lockdown, things weren't great. You know, like we forget that.
We forget, and I remember when masks slowly was introduced, that was like, because you see it on Japan,
Yeah.
the transport with the masks, and it was coming like Japan. I never forget, during lockdown, going to, I was in the supermarket, and I'm usually a very social person, and I love going places. I felt anxiety. It was so weird, and I'm like, I'm feeling like it. I remember just getting one product and then couldn't wait to leave. And I thought, that's not me. I'm like, I like to spend a bit of time at the supermarket, see some deals and stuff. First time I was like, nah, I'm going. It was just so weird. That's what it's made me feel.
Yeah. There was a lot of anxiety, and it's like, you know, every news article, and it was on all the time. It was like red maps, red this, warning, danger.
And you're like, what's going on? You're scared to touch things. You're like, you feel a bit. Even when touching a bell on the bus, you felt a bit.
Yeah.
Even going to public toilets, you felt. First time you feel like, you know what I mean? Like.
Wearing gloves everywhere, and you've got your mask on, and your hand
Wash your hands
sanitizer.
every time you touch. Oh God, I still feel like that today. It's just, yeah. I partly blame 2020 for it.
So coming out of lockdown, and you can kind of, I mean, it's different for everyone. The sort of when we opened up and when you go back to work and stuff. So when did you sort of? I guess when were you working again? I mean, obviously you could do some remote work while you were in lockdown, but
It was 2020 September that year. I just went back to work, and
so it was just
school was back to normal.
yeah.
They were just desperate for kids to come back to school.
They
Not
wanted
kids
you
to
in the
school work.
building. You weren't doing it remotely.
No. But when we first started, it was like a bubble.
Yeah.
So you were setting children, but you can't. Oh, I felt sorry for the children as well.
Yeah.
Because they didn't feel free. I don't think other schools felt free at that time. So you had to keep a certain bubble. You couldn't keep together.
Yeah.
I think understand.
It's,
But it got
so that if
parents
you
put off as well, bringing their kids to school as well at the same time. But it's just sad, really. But because you want the kids to socialise, so put them on socialising. So it's like, how are we going to socialise then? And learning why you have to go bubble, keep with certain groups of people. It's like a bit boring, but. And then, yeah, I just didn't get why the bubble business. Keep it a bubble. Yeah. Oh, I didn't get it.
I think the idea is to control the infection, you know, like so that only those people get infected and then they don't spread it
But
further.
then you have to know that you come back to school.
Well, this is it.
But then you're going to bump into each other, going to the toilet, going to the...
And you had...
Do you know what I mean?
The rules got stupid.
Yeah.
In the... It's like... So I remember someone that I know has worked in a school.
Yeah.
And they were sort of, you need to wear your mask in the corridor, but you don't need to wear it in the classroom. And it's like, well, why does that... Why? Like, tell us the reasoning behind this.
I'm frustrated. Open your windows, open your doors. Right.
Yeah, for that winter lockdown. Yeah, we'll all sit in the middle of winter with all our windows
And you're
open.
like, near the window.
That's not going to make me more ill.
I'll tell you. There was a desk I worked on at a different school, window wide open. Oh God, I was freezing. I was like, oh gosh. It annoyed me. And the teachers were like, we have to keep it open. I know, I understand. Just state it. Oh, it was just so much restrictions that you just wondered, like, what if... I don't think lockdown will happen again, but I think restrictions will come into play. They'll find a way to put restrictions in, I think, at places, whatever. But yeah, I just think in the future, I would be surprised there'll be restrictions coming when it comes to socialising, when it comes to school or hospitality, whatever. It'll come to play. So, yeah.
No meeting offline where we can't listen to you.
No singing on dance floor. we've got karaoke tonight. Oh yeah. Not really.
Okay, so these are all the kind of odd questions. So the next question's Brexit. Again, it was around about the same time. I don't think it's going to have had major impact on you, but let's find out. So, did anything change for you work-wise once we Brexited?
Not really. I mean, it's not much to say on Brexit.
I mean, you're teaching, aren't you? It's not like you're teaching abroad
nothing's
or...
affected Brexit. Yeah. Nothing. It's just COVID.
Yeah.
So, COVID, like I say, COVID, it would affect it. Would have had to do it like on Zoom, which is a bit weird, but that's how they've been instructed course. But yeah, that's the only way. But Brexit now.
Yeah. And so I'm going to save social media to a bit later because I think we'll spend a bit more time. Yeah. So I'll ask the next question is the climate change question. So in your work, does it come up? Have you been affected by it? Is it something that you...
Last week I was. Yeah. It is annoying. Same with school. My son goes to school, affected him, but yeah, my business, because, you know, you just want to do your job, you want to earn money, you want to do what you love to do, you're passionate about, and to hear, like, snow and ice, I can't do it, like, it is annoying, but it's like, back in my day, it was like, you get on with things, you go to school, da-da-da-da. My mum used to pick me up, she used to finish home care early, looking after elderly people, and then pick me up through the snow couldn't be halfway, like walking like dinosaurs, walking home. You know, it was exciting.
Yeah.
Now, if you did that, it's like, oh no, can't go out. It's like, gosh, big deal, so what? Oh, I'm not bothered. Like, even my son's like, yes, yeah. You know what I mean? Other kids are not bothered now these days, but you get people like, oh, you do buffer. But at the same time, if I did go on that week it snowed, it would have affected it because no one would have turned up. So you have to think of, you have to wear the ins and outs of it. So, but yeah, it does affect it. It's annoying, but it is what it is. It's nature. Can't control nature. Yeah.
So social media next.
Yeah.
So what I want to look at is how much time you have to spend doing social media. Does it work? Do you feel it works for you? Do you get what you want out of it? You get a good return? People are...
Well, that's part of the job, actually, to be active social media. If you're not active social media, then, you know, how are you gonna let people know how you do your business? Coming back in the day, my husband, he DJs, and he used to have like little cards, business cards back in the day. He does do some now, but that's what you depend on, leaflets, business cards, any type of resources. Now, I'd say social media is a massive way to connect people now, to reach out to people, to come to your business.
Are the dancers, are they coming from social media though?
From social media, yeah.
Because it could be just you putting all this stuff out and everyone's just local.
Yeah. Oh, it's massive differences. Because I did leaflets once and it was hit and miss.
Yeah.
But I find it's more powerful with social media.
Well, you've got it because it's dance and you're acting like I guess it's kind of easy to do the content to a degree because you just dance and then you're like, look at me, I'm dancing. It's fun. Come and do it.
Exactly. They see it, like, if I can do it, you can do it, and they see the video, what they're working on, and they're like, oh, yeah, cool. And you can talk to them as well, like, you get people asking you questions, you know, like, as any person who will take part in a dance for the first time, you know, oh, what's the difference between a workshop and a session, or I'm nervous, is it okay, I've got an injury, whatever, that's fine.
How good do I have to be?
And like,
can beginners do it, or
we're not like a professional, you know what I mean? We're not like a dance college where you need to be a certain way to get into a college. We're not like that type of thing. We're like, just have fun, take part, and see how we feel, and it's basically we're just showing people up. Anyone can dance like Beyonce, anyone can dance like Rihanna, and it could be who they want to be, a super, you know, pop star, whatever, you know, be the empowering people, really. Just showing, look, put your mind to it, magic happens, and that's what we're all about. And people love it. People come for it for the mental health. Same with me, I'm like, if I had a rubbish day at work or rubbish day as a whole, dance is my escape. And other people, same with other people, it's their escapism, and just to put the worries at the side or problems aside and just be at that moment there and then. And it's lovely. It's lovely.
So take me through kind of a typical class. So how do you, because I've seen some of the videos and you're all dancing, you're doing a routine. So how do you, I guess you do a sort of, we're going to do this, these are the moves, you take everyone through the choreography, and I guess you're watching them, make sure everyone can kind of do it, and then sort of intervening when...
Everyone comes in, I greet them, said, how are you, and then people just like to talk about themselves, which is lovely, and which was lovely. And then I just tell everyone, right, let's get into your spots, or sometimes I like to introduce myself and then tell them what we're going to do today. I mix it up sometimes. And then we go to the spots, we do warm-ups, and it's great music, gets you pumped. And then...
So is that like everyone just do what you want, or do you sort of lead that?
I show them a warm-up, what we do. And then sometimes I tell them, well, we're going to do Beautiful Liar, or for example, or sometimes just play the music and say, look, this is what we're going to learn today. And then after that, I teach them each, the choreography steps from scratch, step by step, little baby steps, and then see how it goes, It's lovely. And then at the end, we get into groups. Sometimes you get some people like to do it solo, which is lovely to watch. It's like, wow, confidence is booming. So, but it's nice, and everyone just be themselves, and people like to ask for help, like, oh, I'm not sure about this move, could you show me it again? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll show it to you. And it's just nice and calm, and you do it at your own pace. If you struggle, let me know. If you feel like you can't do a certain move, it's okay. I make it simpler for you. It's just it's socially as well.
Yeah.
Just a great place to be, and end of the day, you like dancing to your pop stars, like Britney Spears and stuff like that. It's fun.
I mean, it must feel incredible as well, like when you get to the point where you are, like with the videos, where everyone knows the routance and what they're going to do,
it's lovely.
And you're all hitting the mark together,
this is what's best,
and that collective energy.
As a choreographer, as a dance instructor, you just look back at the people like, oh wow, I did that, I taught them that. It's lovely, and it makes you feel good, and there's things you can do around it. I mean, just once I wanted to do for autism people as well, raise money for that. Hopefully this year, I might do it again for autism, but I might do one for mental health as well. So I think of doing something like that, raise money for that. We've had some SOS bosses raise money for cancer. They had one of their uncles died of cancer. That's the good thing about you can work around your dance, have events with charity, or even just working with a local business. It's lovely, and I love that. And it brings people together.
In terms of energy level, I mean, I don't know how many classes you're doing a week, but how many do you know your sort of level of how much is too much kind of thing? Because it's a physical activity, so I guess you're not doing, hour after hour, 8 hours, 8 sessions.
So basically we have sessions and workshops. The sessions is where it only lasts for an hour.
Yeah.
But you learn a part of the routine.
Yeah.
Half, or maybe a quarter, because we did a quarter of the routine this week, this session, because it's very advanced level. And all 3 newbies as well, so I wanted to make it better for them.
Yeah.
Whereas workshop, it's more time and you're more likely to finish the routine. So that's the difference. So session will be an hour, workshop will be maybe till an hour and a half, or maybe 2 hours. or maybe 3 hours. So it's, yeah, that's the difference. So this is why we have sessions and workshops.
But how many would you do in a day? Like,
So I do my classes Thursdays fortnightly,
Right.
from 8 o'clock. And then if I feel like I do a workshop, because I did workshop on an odd Thursday, because of money wise, I could do it like a separate day. But this year, I'm thinking of like now, sessions on the Thursday, it gets more people in
Yeah.
the doors. Because I find people just want to finish early on the first day instead of like 9:30. And then workshops maybe on odd Sunday or on odd Saturday. And yeah, and it's up to them if they want to, you know.
Cool. Right. Is there anything else that we want to ask on social media or say on social media?
I just say social media is just a great platform to advertise yourself more than leaflets and business cards. But
Is
yeah,
Instagram the preferred one?
Instagram's yeah.
Is that the one you get
Facebook's
the
a
best
bit
result?
slow.
Yeah.
It's you think you're getting somewhere in the group because like a lot of groups are like, oh yeah, dance this, dance that, but nothing much coming out.
Yeah.
It's a bit slow. You get an odd person, you get a few people, that's about it. But Instagram, you get more. And the good thing about Instagram, you can also boost it. You can do that with Facebook, but you do more on Instagram, and it's easier to do. But yeah, TikTok's hit and miss. But I don't do TikTok boost on there. I do have a TikTok page there, but I use a lot of Instagram, and it's so much better, and it's popular. I think it's replaced Facebook as the popular one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not cool anymore. We get the odd mum adding want to add their son's friend. And you're like, what the hell? Right, you know. You're like, thanks. Instagram's better.
Yeah, much.
I hated Snapchat. I hate Snapchat. Now I'm a dance instructor, I'm kind of going back to it. But I'm intrigued with like what's going on in people's random world and stuff. So I'll go on it with most of it. It's just like you get other people as well, intrigued and stuff about your class, and it's lovely. But I like Instagram. Instagram for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Well, I've got mixed opinions on all of them.
Yeah.
I hate being on them, to be honest, and I only do it because of this. But yeah, I'm not great on social media because I get angry about it. Like, I hate this.
The thing is with social media, what I don't like about it, and TikTok as well. I say TikTok and Twitter. You get all types of abuse. It's not like you won't say something like that to someone's face. Why fed it on there? And I think there should be a law there because it's not nice. Especially when football was concerned. When it was like when what's his face? That black footballer who
Marcus Radford.
not Marcus, it was the other guy. Forgot his name.
I can't
Got a
remember.
adorable face.
I'm
forgot
rubbish
his
with
name.
football.
It's an adorable face anyway. He scored an amount of racial abuse he had.
Oh yeah, it was
Horrendous. Oh, it put me off. And TikTok and Twitter were worse. Instagram, not much. It wasn't too bad because people like they were shutting people down, which I love to watch it. But they were like, "Why are you on here?" And TikTok and Facebook, Twitter were worse. TikTok were worse.
No, it is the worst one, I think.
Awful.
It's just,
The abuse.
yeah, it's a cesspool.
Yeah, and like, we'll get off it again. Like,
Yeah.
no one's died. Do you know what I mean? And I took it so seriously. God, get off yourself. Gosh, we're not in the finals. Well, there's other players in this, sorry. Well, it's just, I hate when people just take things so serious.
They do.
It's like, have fun, you know?
Yeah, life's hard enough.
Do you know what I mean? We've got a crap government, it's like, do you know what I mean?
So, if you could change any 3 things about your work, so
my
you can
gosh.
be realistic or you can be fanciful, and you don't have to pick 3, you can just have 1 if you want. But if you could change any 3 things about your work, what would you change?
Oh my gosh. Three things. I don't even know three things, to be honest.
I mean, would you change anything, or are you kind of?
I don't change anything really. Just.
I mean, you're still
I
really just
say more
enjoying being in a.
Just more exposure, just being on podcasts like this. Just get yourself out there, really. Stuff like that. Well, you can do that anytime. You can ask for that anytime. Not really. I can't think of anything else. Yeah.
I mean, are you still at that point? I get the impression you're at that point where it's like, I'm just loving this still.
This is why
so
I'm
you're
still
not,
here.
yeah.
I'm not. It doesn't feel like a chore. Like, oh God, it's Thursday. Oh God, here we go. I don't feel like that anymore. I feel
Excited
I
about
feel
it.
excited and pumped and like, yeah. And it gives me a little break from from being in the house. It's just lovely. And it's just like, yeah, a little bit of freedom, I say, as well. I don't feel like a chore.
I mean, can you see yourself sort of later down the line, a few years, would you have plans to expand or to, like, how would you go bigger?
I'm going to be 40 this year, so I have to be careful with my bones, my legs. So, but, don't know, like, maybe a couple more years till 45 and then see where 45 years old takes me. But, because you never know, like, with your bones, you don't know what's going on. Yeah, see what happens. What will be, and yeah. If end up not being a dance instructor anymore, that's cool. I could go attend classes, that's no problem, and keep myself fit, keep myself happy. That's no issue at all. But yeah, that's how an instructor goes, and we're interested in this journey, and it's exciting. Yeah. I've got a lot of plans for SOS Dance, for charities, to like just get myself out there and just help others. I love helping out others, and I've always done that with my teaching job. But I want to like help out others and reach out to others, inspire others. That's what I want to do during SOS Dance, and it's one of the reasons why I'm still with them.
Yeah.
You know, and even for mental health, just tackle issues. Yeah, I've got ideas along the way, and I just hope it's just money. That's the thing. What's holding me back a bit, and bringing money in. But I've got ideas, and yeah, I hope it comes to play, and it'd be lovely.
So if there was a universal basic income, do you think that would change anything for you?
Most of my son really, but it does help a little bit with my business as well. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, it's just nice that little extra money, like to help with my business, just to pay for the studio hire, pay for other things with it as well. But yeah, I can't say much on that really.
So that's basically all my questions for this. So I'm going to do some. Well, first of all, I'm going to ask if there's anything else that you want to talk about, or if there's anything that you want to say or promote, and then I'll get all your socials at the end of that bit. So, is there anything else that you want to discuss, or is there anything that? And I'll give you a bit of time to ponder this, because it's that thing. You know, they say when you ask an audience, are there any questions, you're supposed to wait 10 seconds so that people can go, yeah, actually, I do have a question.
Try to figure out. Any more.
You don't have to, but...
No, yeah, just basically get like social media to do more for local businesses, and to get them out there, get them noticed, and yeah.
I mean, would you... I don't know if it's... So I'm thinking of... So you know how sometimes in workplaces they'll have someone that comes in and does yoga or massage, like you'll go and get a head and neck massage and they're in for half an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think you could take, or is there a space for corporate dancing? Like, could you go into a place and lead in a workplace and go, right, well, we're going to do this and we're going to...
Yeah, I mean, this is what I love about the SOS Dance. When you get some SOS Dance bosses, work with yoga people. Mm-hmm. You can work with yoga. If it's a spa, yeah. If there's a local spa area near where I dance, I could say, right, let's work together and do stuff. And yeah, same with hair or whatever, any type of business. And yeah, we could do that. Well, we can't just burst in there, but we have to get one room, one studio to do that. Well, they're lovely. Give you an idea, actually. So yeah.
Yeah, because I think that would be a really good thing, especially with going back to the social media stuff. I mean, how much of social media is people... I mean, TikTok's famous for TikTok dances. And if people are producing content for their accounts and for their businesses, I think there's a space for, someone to come in and go, right, here's a routine for your...
Lovely. I mean, yeah, we could hire a studio and just of both our businesses, get our clients and customers, etc., and just say, okay, cool. We'd like to do a routine when you're done. You want to get your hair done or afterwards. You don't put have your hair done and do the routine, you're sweating. So you do your routine first and then get your hair done. And, or do you want to have a tan, whatever. Yeah. It's cool. Don't see why not.
Yeah. I mean, you could do retreats as well, couldn't you? There's yoga retreats.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be up in a mountain somewhere and do it.
Yeah. Maybe that's some ideas now. brainstorming. So, yeah. We love that.
So, so there's nothing that you're burning to talk about at the moment.
No.
So I'm going to ask for the social. So where can people find you and where can people find out?
So people can find me on Instagram as at SOS Samantha Dance.
Yep.
All in one word, at SOS Samantha Dance. And you'll see all my content on there. It's called an Academy Studios. I've got the address on the page. People struggle, or they can message me. That's no problem. And I've got it in highlights what the studio looks like, what they're in for, and it's all on there. Same Facebook, again the address, and gives you an insight of what it's all about. At SOS Samantha Dance, all in one word, and
Okay, brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time and for doing this.
Thank you.
And it's been great talking to you.
Don't forget at SOS Samantha Dance, Instagram and Facebook. I thought I'll just
get the plug in.
I'll just get it in.
Thank you again to Samantha for being my guest. Thanks as always to all my guests, and thanks to you, Leeds, for being my subject. You can find Samantha Rudd at www.instagram.com/SOS Samantha Dance. If you'd like to contact me about anything working hours related, then you can email me about the show at workinghourspod@western-studios.com. So, quick financial opportunity for listeners with Leeds businesses. I have 158 episodes of a podcast that gets between 100 and 250 listeners a month that I can put your ad in front of. I can run your ad for listeners before the start of any of these episodes, and all of them. So they'll be there across all of them, and anyone who listens to any episode will hear your ad. And if someone's helping me pay towards working hours, then I'll put out more episodes, which will bring in more listeners for you and for your ad. Local sponsorships, especially from SMEs, one-person bands and third sector organisations, and so on, will be considered. Internet scams and foreign, that is, not from Leeds, firms will not be considered. Also, tag this show in stuff. If you've been a guest on the show, so if you're in the first 158 episodes, why not listen to your episode again? Why not share it again? Or even for the first time? If you are in that cohort, feel free to email me about your episode and ask me to send you some pre-made posts from it. I won't charge these guests, but I will ask for a suggested donation. For new guests, I'm afraid I'll have to charge you. I'm offering these clip packages to guests new and old so you can buy clips from your episode for your own social media posts. This will hopefully generate some income to help me with covering the costs of running this podcast. Also, I'm a cost too. Like, my overheads are low, but I deserve treats as well, and I am a strong believer in people getting paid for the work they have done. Okay, that's me. Remember, listener, no matter what you do, it's impossible for you to understand anything that your salary depends on you not understanding. So try to work for peace and try to plan with kindness. Raise your voice, but reduce your impact. Cheers, ears. Take care out there, and be kind to each other, Leeds. Working Hours is produced, recorded, edited, created and published by Simon Treen for Western Studios Leeds Limited. The music was The Bees from Chopin's Etudes, which is in the public domain and was taken from museopen.org. Remember Western Studios Leeds Limited when you're ready to start making your content in West Yorkshire. Follow Western Studios Leeds on Facebook, facebook.com/Western_Studios_Leeds, and on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/company/Western-Studios. Bookmark western-studios.com so you can see the latest prices and use my contact page to drop me a message about your own podcast project or working hours at any time from anywhere. Maybe you want or need a podcast host, co-host or narrator for your podcast project. Maybe you just need another voice for one or more episodes of your show. Podcasts are so much more than gossip, book promotions, and marketing for online courses. Podcasts and other audio content get your online brand out there. Want to make some fundraising case studies? Want to have an audiobook or video course? Want to share your learning, knowledge, and expertise in your field? Want to learn, teach, or raise awareness of something general or particular? Want to improve internal comms with messages your staff might actually engage with? Or do you just want to brighten up the world with some entertaining content? Then make a podcast. If you're making your podcast within West Yorkshire, then think about making it with western-studios.com. Whatever your podcast questions or needs, get in touch with Western Studios Leeds.